So we're going for a wedding. I'm sleepy, but I'm alive, so that's good. We're gonna start off with skincare is already done, so we're gonna start off with primer. I'm gonna use the Australis Dewy and Daring Hydrating Primer with niacinamide and peptides. Oh, girl. I only use a dollop, but it feels like this is my daily moisturizer, guys. I love this so much. I love the smell. Oh, I've got oily combination skin, but I feel like it just melts into my skin and it just gets sticky. You know, she's that girl. I'm gonna do a full coverage foundation this time, which is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation in Macau Medium D4. This color match I did on my own online, so I think I did a pretty good job. I'm gonna blend this in with my e.l.f. foundation buffing brush. It's so good. And we're gonna blend that into my problem areas first. My problem areas tend to be where I get the most hyperpigmentation, but today my skin decided to break out in all kinds of pimples. Someone asked me on Instagram my skincare routine. I just wear foundation. That's my skincare routine. And today I woke up to a cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't understand. If I have a little bit of dairy, because I always ask them, is there dairy in this? No, there's no dairy in that. If there's dairy, my skin will break out. I'm gonna blend a bit more foundation on my problem areas. I'm trying to set my hair because Sydney can be quite humid. I don't care what no one says. It can be quite humid and you don't want to get your like natural hair to frizz up after you've done it. My vibe is always light coverage, even if I'm going to a wedding, a baby shower, work, church. I like feeling like I've got no makeup on. Sometimes I forget I have makeup and I scratch my face. That's what I like. I don't like to feel like I have makeup on. Once again, I forgot to wet my beauty blender. Do I ever wet this thing? Yeah. Find out on today's episode of Dragon Ball Z Undapped. And we're gonna lightly blendation that. Because I don't like feeling like I have foundation on. It's just not my thing. It's not my ministry in life. I like to feel, if I could be one of those girls that never has to wear makeup. God willing. I was doing so well with my skincare. My skin was clearing out. I woke up to like 17 pimples. I'm going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. It's a sample. I like it, but I don't know if I want to buy it just yet. And I'm using this Sigma Precision Flat Angled P88 brush to apply my eye primer. I'm going slightly heavier handed than I probably would if I was just doing a natural look, but I'm going to try for a golden brown-esque look. I say that knowing full well I'm going to put neutrals on anyway. But I like this brush because it gets right in the crevice here, because you want all crevices and positions to be taken care of. Sometimes I see on TikTok that people say you need to set your primer. Primer needs to be sticky, so I leave it like this. You can use concealer, but if I use concealer, I won't set it. My eyeshadow palette today, I'm going to use this Too Faced Secret Santa one. I got this for my Christmas present from my friend, and I really like it. I think it was my birthday present. Yeah, but it was during Christmas. And she's so cute, so I always use this. It's like my favorite thing. So thank you, IK. Absolutely love it. She knows me so well because she knows I love neutrals. So the first eyeshadow I'm going to use is Jingle Mingle. It's a burnt orange. I use it as my transition color. It is very pigmented, let me tell you. So I'm going to blend this in with my Eliana Badro brush. That's the brush. This is a tapered blending brush. You can use whatever brush you're comfortable with. And I like to blend with my hand barely like touching. So yeah, and I don't like to blow on my brushes. You know when people go like, that's your mouth gems. I don't put my mouth gems on my face. No shade. Like, do you, babe? But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Makeup is like painting. You have to build a foundation. You have to start somewhere, but you don't just start with like everything at once. You gotta build slowly. And that's how you make it look seamless. And sometimes, you know, I think there's a pressure in society to have this like unrealistic expectation that women should look a certain way. You need to look like the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. If I'm going to show up with pink eyeshadow, child, I'm going to show up with pink eyeshadow. I don't let society dictate how I should look, so this is how I want to look. If you don't wear makeup, that's cool. Keep that opinion to yourself. I think we live in a very crazy world where if makeup makes me happy, child, let me be happy. I'm gonna take this Sigma small tapered blending brush. I think that's what it is. I'm gonna use this dark brown. It is called Oh Christmas Treats from the palette. And we're gonna start building some depth. So I'm more in my crease now. I was slightly above my crease and under my crease. Now we're going right in the crease to build some depth of color. This color will sort of warm up that brick red color we used, and very, very nicely. Look at that. You can't tell me these two don't marry so well together. Like, they're so pretty. Actually, I think the color is... Am I reading these wrong? I might be reading the colors wrong, but we're gonna use the black from this palette, and I'm gonna use the same brush. And I'm really gonna like, yeah, because we don't want all this color. We just want a slight depth of color. So I'm smidge. You could literally use the same brush for all three of these, to be honest with you, because they're both tapered brushes. They're just from different companies. And that's only because I like a clean brush. My friend told me this is 90 calories. Also, I had to go downstairs right quick to go do something sweet. Let me put my hair back. Shower your blessings. I'm ashy. I need to exfoliate my skin. Okay, so for my next color, I'm going to do a quick one. Let's do a quick thing. For my eyelid color, I'm going to use the lightest brown in the palette. I think it's called Stockings Hung. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not very good at reading instructions. So that's that. And the brush I'm using is the Sedona Lace 941 brush. I don't think Sedona Lace is in business, but it's still one of my favorite brushes. These brushes have lasted me 10 years. I don't wear eyeliner because I usually have eyelashes, but we're gonna do eyeliner today. And I do it in one sweep normally because I like it to be very simple. Can you see the difference? I feel like there's a difference. Eyeliner, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. If it's no longer in stock, just know I don't know when I bought this, so I cannot tell you the expiry date. But some of these things are just sitting in my makeup kit. And then when I use them, I'm like, oh. I'm not a big fan of my eyeliner just looking like this. So I'm going to take the black from the same palette with this Sedona Lace EB24 brush. It's just an angled brush. You can literally use whatever angled brush or smudge brush you want to. And I'm going to kind of go over that and then smudge out a little bit. You want to grab a brush like this. And we're gonna smudge. I'm not gonna add any product just yet, so we're just gonna smudge. And I'm smudging the outer corner. And I'm not touching this part. I'm not touching the bottom part. With some black eyeshadow on my smudger brush, I'm just gonna take it and go in that inner crease area. Not adding any more color. Literally just the color we had already. And then back to your blending brush and blend, 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 blend. It's literally always hard to find this one color, and you don't understand why. Because like, where did you hide? For brows, I'm going to use this Makeup Revolution brow pen. And it looks like this. And this time, I'm going slightly underneath my normal brow line. Just to get a bit of depth and dimension. I only go above and below my brow. I feel like the inner part of my brow is fine. That's just... I don't know if I'm reading into my brows. Maybe I'm gassing my brows up too much, but I usually only go the bottom of my brow and the top of my brow. I don't normally need to fill in any other parts of my brow. I just recommend not touching the front of your brow. I just feel like it always looks blocky. And then I'm going to take this brow gel from Sample Beauty. This product definitely works, but if you put too much on, your brows will look like they are painted white. So I try and do as little as possible, and then I just use my finger. You can use a brush, but I don't use a brush. These are the two brushes I'll use, the Morphe M224 brush and the Sedona Lace 954 brush. You do not need to use what I use. I'm just telling you so when you do my makeup or watch my makeup tutorials, you kind of get a feel for what I'm trying to achieve. I use 3 concealers, the Beauty Blender Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer, and I use it in the color Tan Amber. I've wiped the label off the second concealer, which is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I don't know the color. So just imagine. And then I'll go in with this e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's a 16-hour matte finish and it's in rich chocolate. This is closer to my skin tone. Can you see the vibe? We're going for ombre. And I do this in the back of my hand. It's just a personal preference. This is your palette, you know, and I don't do what I don't. I start off with my foundation color above my brow. And I'm using the smallest amounts. Like when I say small, I mean small. This is just to clean up around my brow in case my foundation did not reach it. You want to blend out that. You don't want any harsh lines with this one. And what you do to one brow, you want to do to the other. Start off with the color that's closest to my skin tone, and that's the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. You can't just use your foundation. And I do the front end of my brows where, you know, we didn't put much color there. And I first start off with just a swipey swipe. This is where the magic happens. I blend with this brush. Like, I don't know, my technique is very different. For some people, it's a bit annoying, I guess, a bit pedantic, but I just really like everything to look like I don't have much product on. Then I go in with the lightest color I have, which is that Beauty Blender 1. And I'm hitting the top arch of my brow. And we're gonna marry those two colors together. Again, this technique is not for everyone. I hit the arch of my brow just there. Can you see the vision? Slightly, maybe? Then we're gonna go in with that Huda Beauty one and we're gonna hit the rest of the brow. Okay, which is that tail end. I don't like my tail end to be too bright. I feel like when it's too bright, it just looks a little much, but I still want to have a higher arch. And blend downwards into my eyeshadow or primer. Again, guys, this is how I do my makeup. I really do not want to hear anyone say, but you could have just done this, you could have just... It's what works for me to get an airbrush look. With the Sedona Precision Round Brush in P82, I'm going in the front of my brow and just patting that. That's why it has to be a color that matches. It'll make sense when I add my contour because that color is slightly warmer than my skin tone but matches enough, and then I blend my contour into it. I can't quite remember where I bought these eyelashes. I'm not going to show you the lash glue I use, but you can just use the Duo Black one. It's very similar to this one. I just don't want to show you guys what it is because this brand sometimes just acts real weird when it comes to black creators, and I don't want to promote anything to my page that doesn't promote equality. I've got long-ish eyelashes, so I'm just gonna try not to touch them. I hope you guys can actually see me, but it's a one-stop shop with this. You thought we were finished. We are not. With that same eyeliner, we're going to cover that band because one thing I refuse to do is look like I have falsies on. Shit. Period. So now let's do my concealers. Concealers, we're gonna do Huda Beauty's Melkhorn, what? e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer with the matte finish in the color Rich Walnuts. The Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in Deep Walnut from NYX or NYX. The Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in Caramel Corn. Okay. I actually like the Beauty Blenders from Beauty Blender, so that's what I use, but you can use whatever you feel comfortable with. Dab a bit of that concealer. Now remember, we put our concealer back then for a purpose. Remember. Now we're gonna blend that contour. Remember what I was talking about? We're gonna blend it into that brow bone. You see how it all marries together right quick. And then we're just gonna blend that up. With this Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, you can't let it sit. It does sit very, very fast. And you don't want it to set before you blend it, otherwise you're gonna have a line, a streak. So I blend upwards because you want your face to lift upwards. You don't want it to droop downwards. You want to have cheekbones, you want to give contour, you want to give face. You get it? You get it. So my powder that I'm going to use is the Huda Beauty, the Baby Bake Loose Baking Setting Powder in Blondie. For blush, we're going to use the Australia's Dewy and Daring Blush in Main Character. And I just use a dollop. It's so pretty. I'm going to use this from Australia. This is the Dewy and Daring Illuminating Face Glaze. This is the color, and look how pretty it blends out. I'm going to use my foundation brush to kind of blend that into the highest points of my cheeks. I just want like a nice little glow so that my face looks very natural, very glowy. And then I hit the Cupids. I'm going to take this Face of Australia black liner. With my Elena Badro smudge brush, I'm going to use a dark brown. It's sort of like a shimmery brown too. Creamy eyeliner needs something to set it. It cannot just be walking around here free. I cannot stress how important it is to scrub your lips and make sure you have no cracks in your lips when you're using a matte lip liner. Learn something from this. Fenty Beauty Velvet Liquid Lipstick in HBIC. I love a blue undertone red. I feel like it makes my teeth look whiter, but it also complements my undertones really well. But this one has a very comfortable finish. The other day I forgot I had it on and I licked my lips and I was like, oh, well. It stays still though, so that's pretty, right? So I need to fix up my hair. I've got this mini got2b. I've literally bought it because it's mini. You can kind of see my hair is getting a bit frizzy because it is humid today. It's humid in general. I think Sydney is just a humid place. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that got2b and literally like lather it on my hands. Like, I'm not trying to make my hair like get really, really damp or moist. I just want it to be able to like, you know, do that thing. Okay. Yo, I can do this 10 minutes. Okay, so I've wrapped my hair. Sorry, I got a phone call and I'm gonna just put my hair in a ponytail. I've got this hair from, guys, I got this from AliExpress. I was winging it. It's supposed to match my natural hair color, but I've dyed my hair since then, so we shall see. And for this, I literally said this to one girl and she got so upset. I said, all you do is put a bobby pin and wrap your hair around it. And she was like, you gatekeep, da 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 da. I was like, no, legit. You put a bobby pin through it and you wrap it. All I'm doing is putting a bobby pin through here. I sort of try and weave it through so that it doesn't get untangled. And I have one bundle, so I gotta make this work. And then you just wrap it. And she got so upset. I was like, yo, legit, that's all you do, cuz. And if it tangles, you'll fix it when you get to the top. So at the top, I really need it at the base as well, because the first time I did this ponytail, it didn't look as neat. I do this with curly hair, it's easier, but with straight hair, you really don't want any of your actual natural hair to show. So I'm at the base now, so I'm gonna wrap as tight as I can at the base and just pray to God. I grab this much, can you see? And then I wrap it. You can do this with synthetic, human hair, curly, straight. Your bundles just need to be long enough so it looks like a full ponytail. And I'm just wrapping it at the base to cover that band. I don't have brown bobby pins. Also, I haven't shaved my armpits, so I need to do that after this. Able God. I'm going to be wearing this dress from Baby Boo. It is the Abrielle maxi dress in black in medium, and this is what it looks like on the model. And I got it in a size medium. It's really pretty. It's similar to my birthday dress because I'm a consistent babe. Okay, so let's put that on and I'll show you what it looks like. This is what the dress looks like. It's got a high slit, but because, you know, we're not trying to be doing all that, I'm gonna just quickly stitch. I stitch the actual stitching, and I always carry needle and thread no matter where I go. For my shoes, I'm going to use these Novu shoes. I found them in the back of my car. I didn't even know I bought these. They're like the Alexander Wang dupe. I could not find them. And this bag, I think I got it from Colette with the silver, very detail oriented, the silver and the silver. That's the idea, and it's matte black. So I'm gonna put them on and then show you the full look. My fragrance is gonna be the Givenchy fragrance. It smells so good. Okay, my ride is here. I hope you guys have a blessed one. Please make sure you subscribe, follow me on my socials.